A very pleasant good afternoon as we welcome you in to yet another edition of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead Show. We are at Quaker Steak and Lube. That is the place to be as we head into a really, really fun time of the year.
Correct.
We've got March Madness, of course, just around the corner. Actually, I guess for some, it's already started with the conference tournaments, but the real madness begins soon. Of course, we have the NCAA Wrestling Championships coming up in pretty short order here as well. And we've got NHL action. For those that are interested, NBA action. We have Major League Baseball action right now, spring training, but just a couple of weeks away from the real thing getting going, and just a fun time of the year. If you are a sports fan, you can watch all of that action and enjoy some great food and beverage to boot by coming on down to the recently renovated Quaker Steak and Lube. Great place to be. Again, great service down here as well. It is our home away from home for the Goon and Ironhead show on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Normally from 2 to 4, although there will be some exceptions here, dear Goon, as we head toward the baseball season, and that is because we will have live coverage of the Pittsburgh Pirates right here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox throughout the season. Season opener will be coming up here on March 27th, and on that day we'll have a slightly abbreviated Goon and Ironhead show. We'll be turning it over to the Buccos radio network at 3:40 for the 4:10 start that afternoon as the Bucs take on the Marlins in Miami in the season opener. Lots to get into today. I do want to start with the naming of the field at Beaver Stadium. And we have, if you check out our live stream for the Goon and Ironhead show, there is a comment section, and I'm all ears. I genuinely, and I got your text yesterday, and I think we're in the same boat. I genuinely don't understand the angst and the people. I mean, I read a few comments, and I'm really not a message board guy. I had friends sending, this is outrageous, this and that. And I'm like, help me out, because I don't know what's outrageous about it. And it's like, this is more corrupt Penn State. It's like, again, help me out, because they're going to put a couple of signs, logos on the field, like fields have all over the place. Hockey's been doing this for decades. Lots of arenas and places do it. And life seems to go on pretty well for fans of those various teams. I genuinely, I don't understand. And it's not just like people are viscerally angry and like, man, this is it. Now I've had it with Penn State. And you just need to help me understand, because I don't understand. And I really don't. Big fan of Barry Fenchak, big fan of Anthony Lebrano. I wish we had more folks working harder to hold the board fiscally accountable. Although I read a couple of stories that the board may have been more ceremonial here, that the agreement was already signed, which now that's another discussion for another day as to how the university is actually being run. But in this particular case, and again, Jay Paterno voted against it, Brandon Short, and Brandon has been, all about, man, everything, we got to do everything we can to support football, and then he votes against this. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. Maybe you can help me out here, dude.
I mean, hey, it's the new world, baby. Money talks, and you know what walks, man. I mean, that's the bottom line. I guess that, we have Steve Spurrier Field at Florida, Bobby Bowden Field down in, and then Brian Dennehy Stadium. They're freebies. They're not paying to have their names on them. I believe that the Penn State alumni and the Penn State fans believe that Penn State should have gone ahead and called it Beaver Stadium or Paterno Field of Beaver Stadium before everything was said and done. But we have talked many, many times that it is a lightning rod, a sparking moment of the Paterno thing because of the Sandusky scandal, which is a whole different bowl of wax and stuff like that. But, I had people all over me, ex-players, ex-teammates, this and that, who were saying this is a disgrace and this and that. And it's like, it's business. A man came to them and said, I'm going to give you $50 million to put my business name on there. What are you supposed to do in this day and age? West Shore Homes, this is not their first donation to Penn State, by the way. They're huge on the NIL stuff. So this is a good fit for them, good fit for Penn State, in my opinion. Would I like to see Paterno, honored and given him his flowers? Yes, I do. Do I think that was? I think that ship sailed. There's people now, they're saying, well, we should get rid of Beaver Stadium and it's called Paterno Stadium. And if Penn State wants to do that, I'll be behind that too. So it is all on Penn State if they want to do that. But who is going to pay for that? If they have a $700 million renovation going on right now that they need funded, and that's a good way to get $50 million towards it, then I'm all for that. This is going to progress the athletic program, the football program, all of this and all that. It's going to help out big time, and I'm all for it. I am all for it. So the email or a text I sent to Jeff yesterday, and I asked our boy Alan next to us, and that is that how many people know, where's the Ohio State Buckeyes play? They play it. Yeah, they play at the Shoe. Okay, how many people have you ever heard called Safe Flight Field? I didn't even know that was until I saw it, and it's been there for 3 years. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that I don't think that it's going to be something that it'll always be the beef. It'll always be Beaver Stadium to me. I'm sure it is to you too. Whether
it still is.
It still is. Yes, I know that.
But that isn't changing.
Yeah, it's West Shore Homes Field at Beaver Stadium. So when the opposing team comes in, it's not going to say West Shore Homes Field at Beaver Stadium. It's going to say away game at Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. So,
yeah, I first of all, do I think Joe Paterno needs to be honored? I do.
Yep.
I think it's long overdue. I think I think there are a variety of ways to do it. I think naming the field would have been a very appropriate way. And even then, I don't know how this is written or what my guess, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. And honestly, again, there's a bunch of other ways to do it. My guess is that West Shore Home would be fine if you wanted to rename it at some point, even during this 15-year agreement, Paterno Field presented by West Shore Home. I might be wrong about that. And honestly, there are so many other things you could do. You could name you can do it a bunch of different ways. And I think you could even rename the stadium Beaver Paterno Stadium or Paterno Beaver Stadium.
Bryant Dennehy in Alabama.
Yes. But it doesn't even have to be like you could name the scoreboard. You could name the stands. You can have images. I mean, there's all sorts of different things that you can do. I did see, and it did cause me because, again, I genuinely did not understand my opinion, just complete overreaction that fans and many good friends of mine. I mean, this is like almost universal. Like, this is horrible. I can't believe it. And I'm like,
the way this world is working,
even without the way this world is working, how does this? Why does this change your perception of Penn State? Why does it change? I mean, I've read a few comments saying, this is just further corruption. This administration is so corrupt. Again, help me out, because I'm not understanding. I mean, this is up front. Like, corrupt would be, hey, I'll give you some some money under the table here. I saw, and it did cause me to pause for a moment. I saw at least two people put out proposals yesterday. You know, what they should have done is they would have raised over $100 million if they had gone to the fans and said, "What we want to name it Paterno Field, give a contribution." You are out of your mind. Because people would have been so angry that you were asking for more money. Like that, this is the whole thing. Fans are, and I think rightfully and understandably, tired of being asked for more money. Hey, we've got to pay NIL. We've got to do this. Parking rates are going up. Ticket prices are going up. Nittany Lion Club membership is going up. All of this. And then now fans are saying, well, no, but we would have given if you had come and asked. No, you wouldn't have. You would have been outraged that they were asking. You would have. You would have said it should just be named. Now,
and they're asking crowdsourcing, which is proven not to work, by the way.
They're trying to get additional monies in to, yes, in this case, cover the stadium costs, but just long term. Again, that you have got to be more creative, and more of these big programs are going to continue to do this. If you think, well, Alabama's never going to name its or sponsor its field. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
You go ahead and hold on to that belief. All of these top programs are at least going to be working to do it. Now, so it's just, and again, I on our morning show today, I said I'm almost positive I would have been one of those when Penn State initially put the swoosh on the uniform. I'm sure I was outraged. I just know me well enough. And at the time, it's like, man, that was traditional uniform. But now it's however many years later, and we can look back on it and guess how much it really affected my life. Not an iota.
I have a couple of stories.
Do you know any fan? I mean, because I don't. And at the time, I'm like, man, people are going to turn. I don't know a single fan that has not gone to a game or is no longer supporting Penn State because, nope, I'm out, Nike swoosh on. And these folks that are saying, I'm out, you're out because there's going to be a couple of logos on the football field. Like, I want you to just let that sink in, that less money is going to be needed from you, the fan, to cover the cost now of everything, a little less money. And there's going to be two logos on the field, and that is your breaking point. That's what's going to cause you, nope, I'm out, no longer a fan. And again, you're certainly entitled to your right. I think you're a liar. I don't think anybody's out because of this. And if you are, again, I just think that's absurd because we are inundated with, we have billboard messages. We have, if you're online, there are pop-up ads. There are, everything is sponsored. And we get, again, we may complain about it. I'll complain about it. I, do my little games on the phone and, another ad. And then the ad runs and I go back to my game and life goes on. I don't think this is going to impact you at all. And it benefits the university, benefits the sponsor. I don't understand the harm. I don't understand why people are getting so worked up about this. I really don't. And again, there's a gazillion ways you can honor Joe Paterno.
What is this country's fascination with spending other people's money? How many people did you see say, "Oh, well, somebody should have done this," or "What are you doing? Sitting behind your keyboard, playing a keyboard tough guy." "Oh, well, Terry Pegula should have stepped in and gave $100 million." Well, okay. Why does Terry Pegula why are you trying to spend Terry Pegula's money? Tell him where to spend his money. That's what I hate about our society is that everybody has answers with other people's money. And what are you doing? Like I honestly, God, I ask people this all the time. How much are you giving to NIL? Well, no, I'm not doing it. I refuse to give to it. Then shut up. Don't complain about it. This is the way it is. I'm not happy about it. Yeah, but do I give money towards it? Yeah, I do a radio show, and I pay our players very, very well to do that TV show. That's my gift to those guys. And that's what it's what it is, and that's what I say to people. I say, well, what are you doing? Like people are complaining about the Nike thing, bro. I was here. I was there. And I have a great story for you before I get.
Yeah.
If you want, we'll lighten the mood up a little bit more.
Yes.
But the Nike thing was like, people were more pissed off that we went to Pepsi from Coke. Like, oh my God, we're a Coke school. We're a Coke school. And, Pepsi comes in, and who cares? What does that matter in the long run? If Pepsi wants to come in and give a better deal to this university, a better deal to this athletic administration, then okay, we're all. I'd go RC Cola.
I was really hoping we were going to be an RC Cola.
I was going to say RC Cola.
I'm right there with you.
I was with you. Fanta was a long distance second.
Yeah.
So honest to God, when in '94, when we're winning a lot of games, we're allowed to. You can say a lot of stuff to the old man and bust his chops pretty good and stuff like that because he's happy. We're winning. We're doing right. This and that. So I'm not lying to you. I think it was there was a lot of people around. It may have been a media practice. And the old man came out and started breaking the offensive line's chops and this and that. And Bucky Greeley says, hey, listen here, Joe. It's bad enough I got to wear this patch so you and Sue can go on a cruise every year, the little Nike symbol on their shirt. And he goes, over here, we get ready to put Pepsi over here. And he goes, there's two E's and another L-E-Y in Greeley. So, when you start putting the names on the back of the jerseys. And I never saw it. I never saw it till that day. Joe was absolutely speechless. And he goes, yeah, you're right. I got to wear this Nike symbol, this thing on my jersey, and the Pepsi patch just so you and Sue could go on a cruise every year. I'll take care. He's like, you're right. He just walked away, just laughing and shaking his head. So there's a little brevity to the situation. But, I'm not. Don't you? It's a lightning rod. The name Paterno was a lightning. And as much as it hurts me and it hurts you the same, it really does. But it's just like it's just not happening, and the way the world is now with the business stuff, you just can't turn down $15 million in this day and age. You know how many kids it's going to put through school?
50 million.
Yeah. You know how many scholarship that's going to pay for and that type of stuff, in my opinion?
Well,
or goes towards that final goal, towards the renovations of which they're going to make a lot more money. Did you see the stadium? The updated pictures of what it's going to look like and stuff like that, and what they have planned. The days of Beaver Stadium being used 8 times a year are going to be well over.
Yes.
You're going to be at Beaver Stadium as a fan 8 times for football and possibly 10 other times throughout the year for different events, concerts, conferences, restaurants. Brunches. Stopping in for a beer, watching a game type of thing, who knows? There's a lot of stuff that they're going to do to that place, and it's going to be used a lot more. So $700 million towards the renovation. That's a whole other story, of course, but it's all going to make money in the long run, and that's the end game. Is it's going to make our athletic program better and more competitive. I'm all for it.
And that's what the fans all say they want, right? We need to be winning national titles. It's not good enough that
I'm not giving I'm not giving in more money. Then you know what? Then that's not what you're interested in.
Right. Yeah. Then you can't just turn around and demand and be upset that your program isn't beating teams that are doing this.
I really can't believe I saw somebody write that they were mad at Terry Pagula for not stepping up and putting in.
That's absurd. That is so.
And all I said Terry Pagula's got his own problem right now. Did you see what happened to him?
No.
Building costs. They were expected $2.8 billion for his new stadium. They were off by $800 million.
Well,
and he's got to come out of pocket for the $800 million more. There's a guy who's going to write a check for that. It's one check. Not like hey, this check, they do $100 million each month for the next 8 months. No, he's just going to write a check for $800 million to the builder. But yes, that's where that's at. He has enough money he's giving out right now towards his professional teams and stuff like that. But that's what makes me the most mad. If you're a fan, I get it. I understand that you can have your opinion, but don't start telling people how to do this and why this person didn't step up. And what are you doing? That's why I ask you. What are you doing? Are you helping out with the NIL? Are you doing this? Or well, I have season tickets. Okay, then you're helping out. Because that money's raised.
Even if you're not, that is your choice. I don't have any problem with folks deciding how best to use their money either. But what I'm just not understanding what the issue is with Penn State accepting $50 million to put a couple of logos on the field, and why you think this is going to impact your life negatively, or why it affects your view of Penn State or the athletic department or Pat Kraft or James Franklin. I genuinely don't understand it. It just makes no sense to me. And yes, I do think they should honor Joe Paterno. I do think that I think they would be very pleasantly surprised with the financial impact that would have from donors to the program. And I think they would also be surprised. There would be, yes, from a bunch of ignorant national journalists, a week's worth of, oh, this is awful, condemning Penn State, this is awful, can't believe they did this, and then everybody would go on with their life. And they should have done that, again, years ago, bit the bullet on it, gotten it over with, and moved on. And again, there will be a handful of people that'll be, but those people they still vilify Penn State. Like the fact that you're not honoring Paterno, it doesn't have them out there saying, my God, Penn State's doing the right thing.
National comments on any kind of article written about it. Just read the comments. And it's a lazy take that most reporters have and most people out there have, that they don't know the whole situation type of thing. I heard something last week, Jeff, that really hit me hard. And they said Joe was the first casualty of cancel culture. Where the media started driving a narrative and this and that, and they just hammered on it and hammered on it and hammered on it until they got what they want. They wanted their
I don't think that was I'd push back on that. I don't think that was cancel culture. I think that was just jumping to conclusions.
They love building you up, they love busting you down.
But all right, we're going to take a break here. We are back with much more. I do have a question. Rich asking about Josh Barr. Not sure what you can say. How bad is the injury? I am certainly not going to speak on behalf of Josh or Penn State, and I don't know. I am sure that he was reevaluated yesterday, and that they have a much better handle on it. I will say they were extremely cautiously optimistic, I guess would be the way I'd put it. But Penn State was very upbeat about the prospects of him being able to compete and be pretty healthy, pretty effective at the NCAA tournament. So now they may have gotten news more yesterday that I'm not aware of. And again, I have not talked to anybody since we got back. And I'm not going to go into what exactly the injury was.
You're on standby, Whit. Be ready to go.
Yeah, something like that.
Be ready to go, Whit. You got a lot of you got eligibility left, baby. You need your 197, baby.
There you go. So we will take a timeout here, back with much more. It is our Tuesday edition of the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead Show. We will talk some Penn State wrestling, hockey, and basketball as we roll on with our big show here from Quaker Steak and Lube.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Serenos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drybowl Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Luskin Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
Your sports radio. Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority. WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox State College. The Goon and Ironhead.
Oh, those guys. They're back. It is a Tuesday afternoon. By the way, we are watching the Pittsburgh Pirates in a preview of this year's World Series just pound the New York Yankees. It is looking like a banner season for or I should say a pennant season for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They are up 7-1, folks. This is a very good indication of how this season is going to go for the Bucs.
When you're done your segment, let me know and I'll come back. The make-believe bizarre. This is a good tryout for Skeens right now for the Yankees. So they're getting actually their eyes
Yankees
on them.
are getting a good look at their future.
Speaking of Yankees and Pirates pitchers, did you see about Garrett Cole?
Yeah,
done for the year.
Yeah,
Tommy John. Now he missed the last 25 starts last year or something like that because of elbow pain, and they had to wait until I guess they just tried to see would he come back from it in the offseason? Would it heal up on its own? And then, but the days of it being a career ender are long over with the Tommy John, much like the ACL injury in football.
Yep. Huge weekend for Penn State sports.
Almost
cool. All of it positive. One of the better weekends probably ever across the board for Penn State athletics. It's hard to imagine a weekend where they had more success than what we saw this past weekend.
What was on positive?
You had there were a couple of losses in there. The Penn State men's hockey team
Boom.
sweeping Michigan in Ann Arbor. That would be the first time
Ever.
that a Big Ten team has swept a quarterfinal series on the road as the second half surge continues. And I guess you can't say it officially guarantees because there's nothing that officially locks it up. But Penn State is in the NCAA tournament now with that win. In the series, Penn State also is still very much alive for the Big Ten title, in which case they would have the automatic bid, but will take on Ohio State in Columbus on Saturday for the right to go to the Big Ten.
I know you were
championship
busy out in Evanston, Illinois this weekend, but did you see
the goal?
What goal?
The Friday night goal?
No. There's nothing to do with Penn State. Did you see the Wisconsin-Ohio State game?
No.
Oh. Saturday. Wisconsin wins on Friday night. They are up 2-1 and late in the third. Ohio State pulls the goal. Wisconsin guy misses the net within 12 feet of the goal on an open net. Ohio State gets the puck, goes down, but a bing, 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 goal. Tie game. Win in overtime. Win the next game. If Wisconsin had done that, we'd have a home game this week versus Ohio State versus Wisconsin.
Thanks, Wisconsin.
Right?
You
I mean, no one's talking about it. I mean, I'm watching it. I was watching it. We were downtown.
Way to go, Badgers.
Could not believe. And I was like, man, that kid's got to be really hurt. Destroying himself. It was a wide open net. Wide open net, and he pulled it, hit the back of the net. And then they go down and score, and then they win the next game, and then they actually go. So hit the back of the net. I don't know how the hell he did it. The side of the net, he missed the net.
Yeah.
Oh man. But that's how close it was to Penn State having a home game this week. But the way they're playing right now, they can go in the Pittsburgh or Philadelphia and probably beat the Flyers or the Penguins the way they're playing right now. I mean, that's obviously a tongue in cheek, but the way that they're playing right now, I don't think home, away, or anything really scares them.
The way they're playing right now, they could go up to Canada and beat the Tariffs out of the Canadian national team.
There we go.
I'm telling you.
That'd be huge.
Women's hockey wins the AHA championship at Pagola on Saturday afternoon with the Mad Turtle in attendance, by the way, at that one. So a good 4-1 win there over Mercyhurst. Penn State will open up NCAA tournament play on Thursday night against St. Lawrence. We had the men's basketball team. And again, it is great, but it is also frustrating. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
A team that throttled Purdue earlier closes out the season by beating. I mean, not just edging, beating Wisconsin, 12th ranked at the time in Madison. And you're like, how did this thing, how are you not at least in the Big Ten tournament? But it was a great finish. DeMarco Dunn, great game. He gets Big Ten Player of the Week honors, by the way. And so they roll on. Penn State baseball wins 2 of 3 against Indiana. That team is off to one of the best starts in program history. They have games today and tomorrow. 4 o'clock starts at Georgetown, but just 2 losses. And I mean, all kinds of great things happening for that program. Penn State softball wins everything in the Penn State Invitational over the weekend, taking all 4 games in that series. Penn State men's lacrosse up to number 4, by the way, in the rankings this week with you talk about a furious comeback in the late minutes against Cornell. So that program is very much looking like a national title contender here in 2025. And then you had the Penn State men's gymnastics team gets a big win over Illinois. Penn State women's gymnastics with its high score of the season, getting a couple of road victories and a tri-meet. And, of course, you have the Penn State wrestling team winning a 3rd straight Big Ten title, the 9th championship here in the Cale Sanderson era. and Penn State crowns 5 individual champions out in Evanston to win the championship with a school record, 181.5 points in the Big Ten tournament. And the Nittany Lions do qualify all 10 starters for the NCAA championships, which of course will be in Philadelphia, which, as all wrestling fans know, is where this all started, this championship run for Cale Sanderson and the Nittany Lions in 2011.
Speaking of people who are on the internet and just have their stupid opinions, Penn State's down. They're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all over.
They had 2 guys not make the finals that were 1 seeds, and they lost a lot of the luster. The shine off of the crown of the Penn State wrestling team is off. And only winning 5 of the 6 in the finals. I mean, there's something wrong. Everybody else is catching up. The Cale is not all that anymore. It's just unbelievable.
Wow.
I guess you're just spoiled.
I don't know. Were there really people? I think they
oh, no, Jeffrey, I'm telling you, Saturday night, you could not believe that. Oh, my. And people were like, it just doesn't look the same. They had 2 losses, 2 1 seeds go down. They weren't attacking. They weren't doing this and weren't doing that. They
weren't attacking.
Van Ness, Bartlett. I'm just telling you what people were saying, bud.
Did they watch the matches, or
probably
were they
not?
Just going off
probably
results?
Not. They were obviously in a crack den, so I don't know if they had cable there to watch it. They're on the Big Ten network. So
yeah, there are a couple of things that I do wonder sometimes.
Let me go back before. People were saying Kirk Clivitt wasn't really attacking Gable either. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know enough about wrestling to have any kind of opinion on that. So
you tell me how you would go about that there, dear fans.
Yeah, here we go. How are you going to block Reggie White? There we go. Thank you. Please talk to me.
I mean,
it's amazing. I'm just saying how people are, and it's just amazing.
Listen, it's the same. Why didn't David Taylor go after the takedowns against Kyle Dink? You really think David wasn't trying to get the
David Taylor should have turned down Oklahoma State. He's Penn State proud.
Like
he shouldn't have gone there.
Has a little something to do with the opponents and how good they are, and that is the one thing. The caliber of both wrestler and coach throughout the Big Ten. One thing I hadn't really thought about or realized till I was kind of putting together some notes for the tournament. All 14 coaches in the Big Ten have now been at their school as head coaches for at least 6 years.
Wow.
That is remarkable in any sport for there to be that type of stability in the coaching ranks. And you could probably argue whether or not that's a good thing in a couple of cases. You could debate it. But the point is, all of those, and listen, all of those coaches know what they're doing. Regardless of the success or lack thereof of the program, like these guys know wrestling. They are recruiting very good kids, and all 14 programs have a couple of guys at the very least that are capable of going out and doing some good things, of getting on the podium at season's end. When you look at what really stands out to me, I know people, maybe I really don't look at the message board. So if people are saying that it was horrible performances or whatever with Bartlett,
it wasn't horrible,
Van
but
Ness.
they've lost their golden edge. They lost they're not.
Okay.
They weren't as dominant as they should have been.
Let's maybe talk after Philadelphia.
Jeff, don't kill the messenger, bud.
Well, no, I'm not on you, but I'm saying if this team sets the scoring mark and other records, like I'm really curious to hear how this program has lost its edge.
We had more national champions last year
when it is having record-setting performances. I don't think it will have. I think. Well, we'll see how it all plays
I
out.
personally think it has to do with Nebraska scoring a lot of points. Now, you said watch out for Nebraska is what you said on the last show we had, and it was true.
Well,
they had a damn good meet.
So again, there are a lot of really good coaches,
Yes,
lot of really good wrestlers, and a couple of things that there's a couple of things that I think are true in probably sports in general, but certainly in wrestling. One is when you lose close matches to another top competitor, you know that you need to make adjustments, and it becomes like these guys are all the ones that are competing for Big Ten titles and finishing in the top 5 at the Big Ten tournament. Like, these are pretty special athletes, man. Like, guys that are capable of doing really, really big things. When you have that type of skill set and that type of motivation, and you're losing a close match, you know, like it. And where this got driven home for me was watching. I actually was just checking out some stuff on the plane ride home, and Brock Hardy talked to. It must have been Flo, but after his match, I don't know if it was just a general press conference or to Flo, but he was talking about how focused he's been on beating Jesse Mendez. Like, I probably have been overconsumed about it. Probably got too hyped in the earlier meeting. And he said it's because this guy is great, like at what he does, and I really wanted to get this done against Mendez, so it means a lot. Well, across the board, again, Von Bauer for Minnesota is a terrific wrestler and has gotten a lot better. Like, we talk about the Penn State kids, and rightfully so, they get better throughout the course of the season because they do.
Yes.
Well, guess what? A lot of these other guys, most of these other guys, are doing the same thing. Gable Stevenson talked about it in his post-match interview. Somebody asked me, well, do you think Kirkley's better than last time? It's like, well, yeah, of course he is. But so am I. Like, I haven't been just sitting around waiting around. And, yeah, there's no doubt Kirkley's better, but I've been working too, and I'm a better wrestler than the last time we met. And so, but some of these guys are dialing in. Like, generally, the Penn State approach is and I'm not saying that, I don't want this to come out wrong, because they do scout their guys and they're looking for certain things, but they're focused on their game. And there may be, like, I am sure they are working with Kirkley specifically with Stevenson. Not exclusively, mind you. They realize there are other very good, there's 3 undefeated heavyweights out there still. So, but yeah, they know that that's the guy that you got to beat to win a national title. So there will be some adjustments made after getting that live feel and look this season. And so, across the board, though, you have a lot of these guys like Caliendo. I had a couple people, man, what was wrong with Messenbury? Nothing was wrong with Messenbury. Caliendo has seen him a bunch of times. Caliendo is a really good athlete, an outstanding wrestler. I know Messenbrick has made it look easy. It is not. Like, that dude, Caliendo I'm talking about, is, if it wasn't for Messenbrick, we'd be talking about him as, man, having one of the all-time great seasons in college wrestling. So, and regardless of what fans may think, Iowa has really good coaches. They know how to scout. They know how to make adjustments. And so, yeah, Caliendo went out there, changed a little bit of how he normally wrestles because he wants to beat Messenbrick. And he did a really good job of executing the game plan. It'll be interesting to see if they meet again, how both guys adjust to this latest meeting. But, and it's not just the Penn State guys. Again, across the board, Brock Hardy was gunning for Jesse Mendez. He got him. Well, Mendez now is going to be, hey, man, if I get another shot at him, I'm going to make this adjustment. That's the fun of competition. It's the fun of sport, right? Like, Penn State every year is trying to, man, we got to make an adjustment. We got to beat Ohio State. Can they? Oh, we'll find out. Like, that's the fun of it. That's what competition is. So, to me, what a weekend like this drives home is how unbelievable it is that a Mitchell Messenbrink or a Carter Starachi or going back to Jason Nolf and Bo Nickel, like, do you understand how many elite guys and elite coaches were spending hours upon hours figuring out the way that we're going to take these guys down, and they couldn't? Like, that is, to do what they did as consistently as they did. Again, I know you start to, you know Messenbrink's going to win. We know Starachi. You don't. It is hard, man. Like, there's a lot of really good coaches, a lot of really good athletes, and they are studying, they are working, they're looking at, man, we got to figure out this, and you've got to be unbelievably good and consistent to not have that letdown at some point over a season, or in this case, 3 to 5 seasons. That is beyond remarkable and really, really special. And again, it's competition. You know, there were things that I'm expecting and I think will happen for Penn State. I have no idea if I'm right. That, again, it's going to be the fun. Like Levi Haynes and Keegan O'Toole. Do I think they're going to meet in the finals? Yep. Could one of them get knocked off by Dean Hamady or somebody else? Yes. How much money could you have won if you said Bo Bartlett is going to beat Jesse Mendez again in the Big Ten tournament? Just that. I think a lot of people are like, nope, Mendez now after that loss, he's going to be the one driven. But more so, and they'll meet in the third place bout. Neither of them will be in the title bout. Well, you're crazy. Maybe one of them, maybe. Mm-hmm. But probably not. Probably both of them. Well, it's sports. And so I think Penn State's going to have a great national tournament. I do. History would tell you that is likely. But you got to go out there and do it. Sure, and you got to do it against guys that are really, really good. And yes, doing everything they can to prevent it. And that is what makes it fun and rewarding. And I think just like enjoy the competition, enjoy the fact that you're getting to see the caliber of competition that you are and to see these guys tested. Again, I'm fascinated. I mentioned probably too many times during the broadcast, but I really am. I am absolutely, and the more I've looked at it, the more I don't know what they're going to do in terms of the seeding at 141 and a few other weight classes. 125 is going to be interesting. 149 is going to be interesting after number one. But like 141, I am dying to see how this thing is seeded throughout the top 8 and even beyond, because traditionally they really go pretty heavily toward your conference finish as pretty much the determining factor.
Yeah, sure.
And so if that is the case, again, Bo Bartlett could end up being a 4 or 5 seed at 141. And by the way, like Jesse Mendez could be a 5 or a 6 seed. Alirez from Northern Colorado could end up being a 6 or a 7 seed. Well, that's crazy. Like those are 3. 2 of those guys have won national titles, right? Like this is crazy. We had Edmund Ruth and Silas Allred, who both won titles, meeting in the wrestlebacks at Big Tens. It's the fun of sports and wrestling in particular. And again, it's like Luke Lillidahl got on a roll. He looked fantastic against Matt Ramos. Do I think that if they meet again, Ramos has no chance because Lillidahl's established his dominance? No. Do I think Lillidahl will win? Yeah, I do. But am I going to be just stunned? Oh, I can't believe this. Out of nowhere comes Matt Ramos, who's been around forever, knows what he's doing, and now is going to be really motivated if they meet again. Well, no, that's not going to be a stunning result. Again, each match is it is a competition in that moment on that day, and sometimes guys see something and are able to exploit something, and it's like, man, I wasn't expecting that. They caught me, and it's like, that's really unfortunate.
Talk to me here.
Yep.
Messenbring's final match was amazing. I don't know who he wrestled. The names they all run together to me. But Messenbring, I know you were on the air, so who was it?
Caliendo.
Okay, he was sitting there saying, he shook his hand after the match, and he gave him a pat on the back.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's how I like to wrestle. We were just going after each other. He goes, that's how you wrestle. You don't hold back. You do this. And you're hearing Messenbring, who is, again, I'm the not really knowledgeable wrestler guy here and this and that, but I'm sitting there saying, people are like, well, just watch Messenbring. He never stops. He never stops. He goes 1 million miles an hour. He goes 2 million miles. He just doesn't stop. He just goes after everybody. It's amazing. And then you watch him do it. And then him after that match, giving Caliendo, like slapping him up, dabbing him up, saying, and then talking on the air saying, that's how I like to wrestle. I wanted to give him a little bit of respect because he wrestled great tonight. And that's how I like to wrestle. High intensity, going after each other. And I was like, damn, that's pretty awesome. And then the second one was, goodness gracious. The kid from Michigan.
Starachi.
The kid Srirachi wrestled.
Yeah, McAnally.
For a redshirt freshman.
The real deal.
That's the future right there, man, because he held more than held his own against Srirachi. The Michigan kid who won at 197.
Yep. Jacob Cardenas.
Who, in any other year that you don't have Gable Stevenson, who has the name, obviously, I think he should have won wrestler of the – he took the 1 and 2 guys out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was a 3-seed one, and he didn't – like it wasn't –
although the 2 seed, again, it would have been fun to see that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I got you. But, I mean, they were 3 damn awesome matches.
But Cardenas he is terrific. And again, all 3 of those guys, when healthy, are
and it's just funny talking to
of
my like friends who really don't know anything about wrestling, and they'll be like, dude, how are these guys still wrestling? And it's like Gable Stevenson's 25 years old. And it's like he started wrestling and he went to school in 2018.
Yep.
His first wrestling was in 2018 and 19.
Yep.
And I'm trying to explain to them there's Olympic years, there was COVID years, there was this, and they're like, what? And I just say, okay, here's the deal. Wrestling is a weird thing. Imagine being in a practice with Saquon Barkley and Micah Parsons. Would you think that's going to make you better as a young offensive lineman or a young running back watching and having to go against these guys? Yes, it is. And this is what wrestling is about. Like I said, I try to explain the wrestling room and stuff like that because these guys don't understand. What do you mean? What do you mean the wrestling room? Was it just? And I'm like, no, it's all these guys. All these guys. David Taylor used to be in there. Bo Nickel goes in there. All these guys. And they're like, how's that legal? And I said, I don't know. What it is? Wrestling's a little bit different in that world.
Yeah. Yes, it is for sure. Crazy good stuff. Also, over the weekend. Excuse me, we acknowledged on our morning show yesterday, but do want to publicly acknowledge the outstanding job that Todd and Norm Brown did with our PIAA state wrestling coverage here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox of the 3 days in Hershey. Congratulations to all of the place winners. Some young kids did some really good things here in Center County. The future is looking very bright, but Asher Cunningham, I think. Oh, I meant to look this up. I think I'm right. Is the 4th wrestler to win multiple state titles now for State College High School, and obviously coming to Penn State, but won his 2nd state title. Caleb Close of Bald Eagle area finishing as a runner-up. And Max Dingus, a freshman for Penns Valley, taking 3rd at 114. And he may join his grandfather as the only state champions before it's all said and done from Penns Valley, which would be
that's cool.
Pretty special stuff for the Dingus family for sure.
Went to a wrestling party at the Taylor home over there in Bellefonte and Bald Eagle area, guys. I mentioned them earlier. The wrestling guys from WVU. So
Yep.
What a setup. I don't know if you've ever been to Keith's house, but they got like 18 TVs down in the basement.
No.
They had Big 12, Big 10, PIAA boys, PIAA girls, and this and that. And it's just all going on all around. And I saw high school wrestling starts at 103.
Yep.
And I always thought that 125 was a pretty small, a smaller person, but we have 103. But then again, these kids are some of them can only be 13 or 14 years old, 15 years old type of thing. So, but it was pretty damn awesome. A good weekend watching wrestling. Good weekend for you down there. Did we get to? Let me hear the food menu, Ironhead. What did you do outside?
Yeah, not a ton. They actually had a nice steakhouse right next to the in the hotel.
Chicago?
So, we took advantage of that. And then mostly last 2 days I was eating arena food and then Chipotle on the way home because that's what the team gets, and so I tag along for that. So it was
good trip all around.
Yeah, kudos to Northwestern. I will tell you, they did an exceptionally good job of running the tournament. Talked to several fans between sessions, and it's the first time I've been in Welsh Ryan since they renovated. I think they renovated it in 2018 or 2019. It was before the pandemic, but I had not been in there since. They did a great job with the renovation. I don't think there's a bad seat in the house.
Nice.
There wasn't for the wrestling, but it was extremely well run. They had a very good setup for the teams down on the floor, the mats and everything. They just, again, hats off to Northwestern. I really thought they did an exceptional job of running the tournament, and it's not an easy tournament to run. There's a lot of moving parts, and they just, and the staff there was extremely accommodating and over the top friendly. So it was really a great experience for all involved. And again, Penn State, 5 champions, a runner-up, 2 third-place finishers, a 4th-place finisher, and then Josh Barr, finishes 6th, even with the injuries. Obviously, I think likely would have finished top 3 if not for the injury. And again, I think probably Monday is the earliest we'll get any kind of official word, and I'm not sure we'll get anything official then or not. That's when Cale Sanderson will meet with the media next. But I think I'll put it this way. I think it's more promising than I was anticipating in terms of the prospects for him being able to compete well at the NCAA championships.
Their schedule as a team after this weekend? Is it like a 2-3 day, like go home, rest up, sleep?
No.
They're back in the room. They're back working.
Yeah.
And it's spring break, so they don't have any classes, so they can. Will they have like a mandatory time, or just say get into the room, or will they have a team practice?
They'll have their team practices. Have the 1 day off. I think it's still 1 day that's mandated.
Will they?
But yeah, this staff has it pretty well down. It'll be a lot of individual work with the. I mean, it'll be a team practice, but there'll be specific things coming out of Big Tens. Hey, let's see if we can shore this up or tune up this, and then just kind of overall making sure you're just staying sharp.
With it being spring break, do they say practice is normally at 4:00 in the and I don't know what time
they'll keep it so
try
generally generally they'll keep it pretty much the same. They typically on Friday or Saturday, or maybe both, but usually one of those days, they will try to emulate to some extent the NCAA tournament. So they'll you'll go with a hard live match and they'll try to pair up, see you're getting a good feel. Take a break. They'll have some sounds pumped in and all of that stuff, and then you'll wrestle another live match just to get that tournament feel at some point. And I think that is typical of what a lot of teams do in preparation of the NCAA tournament. We will take a break here, and we will be back with much more on the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here from Quaker Steak and Lube, where, by the way, the all-you-can-eat wing buffet will be getting underway right as we go off the air at 4 o'clock. So get yourself down here for that. And we are back with more on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox after this.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Serenos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drybowl Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak and Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS. Once again.
Your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox State College. The Goon and Ironhead.
And we are back here on a scooch on over a little bit.
Oh, hi, how are you?
We are back here at Quaker Steak
Like
Lube.
You've missed me that much.
On this beautiful, pleasant
It is.
afternoon in the Valley of Happiness.
Sat outside last night in a sweatshirt, but, in the back. Had a nice little, couple hours outside with the wife yesterday, just chilling, getting some fresh air is what we were doing.
I think we
I've
have
been
one
doing
of
the
those
same thing tonight.
inflatable movie screens that we usually set up in the summer. And the Mad Turtle, who has spring break this week, wanted to break it out last night. We didn't have the speakers over at my wife's workplace, so I think we're breaking it out tonight. Though,
What are you
it'll be
gonna
a
watch?
little bit warmer. I don't
What's
know that
he
it
into?
even matters. I don't know. I don't know if we. I'm trying to think if we did pick one last night. I don't remember, but yeah, I don't know that it really.
So I couldn't sleep
Matters
last
what
night.
it is. It's
So
just doing it.
Just, in our bedroom, we have the, whatever the hell, the Fire Stick thing. Whatever the other one, there's a name, a brand of it called, but a Fire Stick's out there. And you can go on Amazon Prime, Netflix, all that stuff. So I'm just paging through Amazon Prime and Vision Quest. I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen it in a couple years. So just put it on to have it on and this and that. And then I'm like, I can't sleep. I can't go to sleep on Loud and Swing. You know what I mean? Jeez. Then I do fall asleep. I fall down. I go to bed. I'm not I'm in bed, but I'm falling asleep. And then I wake up and it just instantly started playing another movie. So it backed up with all the right moves. You talk about mental, enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And get you jacked up for a day. You
Yeah.
go to bed, you watch a Vision Quest, and you wake up, and
Not bad.
and all the right moves is on. Now, every Western Pennsylvania guy will tell you,
Living the dream.
yeah, living the dream, baby. That's what it is. But yeah, that's two of my favorites right there, absolute favorites. And then I never put two and two together, Ironhead. That slap shot and all the right moves were filmed 4 years apart in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Some would say the high point of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. It really brought him out of that flood hangover. You know what I mean?
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Slap shot it all time.
Dude,
all
I
time
do.
classic.
I'll text you wrestling matches, but I'll text Godowski and I'll just do nothing but I'll just do slap shot quotes. So I put the 6 guys on the Syracuse team that played the last game.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then I gave the Denny Pratt incident. He laughed, and we were just going back and forth, laughing our butts off a little bit at the whole thing. So, yes. But that little known fact is that's where the nickname comes from.
Basketball playoffs are also underway. St. Joseph's locally will be in the single A second round of the single A girls tournament on tomorrow night. But did you see the Uniontown Meadville fiasco?
Yep.
If you didn't see it, so the PIAA, I don't think really had any other choice.
No.
But
that's both teams.
Both
that
teams.
wasn't a one team at fault situation. That was just
it's just crazy. Yeah, the
Western PA,
obviously
Jeff,
it's
that's all I gotta say.
playoffs, and there's history there with those two schools. And I don't know the whole history, but I mean, there's history there. There's bad blood there. And there was a technical foul. So the kids at the free throw line, and I don't know what all precipitates it, but like a couple of parents start throwing down. I mean, like fists are flying. And honestly, if it had been contained to that, they would have arrested and they did arrest a couple of the adults.
Parents.
I think
the
you
adults.
could clear the gym and then go on and play the game and the winner can go on into the playoffs. But the players start swinging, not all of them, but a handful from both teams. And it's like, at that point, again, the PIAA has no choice. So they suspend the game, and then the PIAA, I think rightfully, comes out and says, listen, you're both done. Like that's it. It's a double forfeit. We're not going to try to resume the game, and you're both done for the season. Congratulations, you morons. I understand the passion that sports brings out. I do. And in the moment, I get being angry or upset. But to not have enough control and enough perspective to understand, at the end of the day, it's a sport, man. It is a game. And in this particular case, yes, this is, and I'm not saying that it would be right at the NHL or the NBA level, but it's high school basketball. It is a big deal. It is important. I'm not saying it's not. But honestly, like, this isn't what's defining your life. And certainly, if it is defining your life as a parent, you need to get help. And I'm not making light of that. Like, you can't be somebody that takes your kids' sport so seriously that this is consuming your life to the point that you're going to get into a fight. Can you be passionate? Yes. Can you root for your kid like crazy? Yes. Can you be upset with a call that an official makes? Yeah, but lay off of the officials. Like, you can be upset about it and, oh man, I think you missed that one, and then let it go.
Somebody said you could tell there was bad blood in that game by the amount of cops that were there already.
How about it?
There's
I could not
ton
believe
of cops
how
there. So
many. How
there's
quickly,
something going on there. I don't know where
Yes.
where is Uniontown at. I know Meadville's about halfway between Pittsburgh and Erie, right? Up that
it's not
79 corridor.
Erie, but yeah.
I meant that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But Meadville is home of who? Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
And where is Uniontown? Is that more in the Pittsburgh area, or?
Yes, down in that area. Yeah, St. Francis is playing tonight with an opportunity to get to the NCAA tournament for just the second time in school history. Mike Izzolino's 91 squad, the only time that St. Francis has been there, and State High grad Rob Krimmel, of course, the head coach of the Red Flash. So they're playing Central Connecticut tonight. The number 1 seed, St. Francis, is the 3 seed. So an opportunity to make a little more history there right down the road. And that'd be cool to see St. Francis.
That's one of those things that people like. I remember, like, Bucknell was going into a couple of those tournaments in a row. That it was like
Kansas.
And Penn State's just sitting there watching the games, and you're like, It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
Being a Division I, upper level, Division I, higher level conference. But obviously, playing a tougher conference, you have tougher opponents.
Yep.
But it'd be good to see St. Francis and see some local guys get there, because it is fun. It's one of those things. I mean, my brother played in 2 of them. Pretty damn awesome. He loved the experience. I mean, they lost both games when I believe they were favored in the first one. 88, I think, 88, 89.
Yeah. The NFL, I'm trying to keep track of who all is going where. I
still
struggle with this every
Rodgers.
year.
They're still talking about signing Rodgers.
Well, and here's the thing. So I am not enamored with the idea of Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback, but I will say, if it's not Rodgers, like, what the heck are they going to do in the upcoming season? So it's almost, I am obviously hoping that this all works out beautifully and somehow this all comes together and the Steelers end up in the Super Bowl. But I mean, say it out loud. Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and George Pickens in the same locker room. Like, with an offensive line that I think we could safely say is not quite as good as the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nope.
I think we could put it kindly that it's not the best offensive line in the NFL.
Did they get anybody? Have they picked up anybody on the offensive line?
Not on the O-line. So and they lose Najee Harris, which, Jalen Warren's re-signed. I don't know. But if they do sign Rodgers, and again, if they don't sign Rodgers, like, you better get your guy in the draft.
He better
and
be ready
it better
to go.
be, yes, somebody. Now, I am
Are you still
overly
on? Pumped. Are you
yes,
still on
I'm
Jackson Dart?
Yes, I would love to see it. I'm super pumped about the prospect.
I've talked to
although
other
I just saw
Steelers fans who hate him.
Yeah, I just saw that somebody has him projected going in like 7th or 8th in the draft. And now I'm forgetting who to. I'm like, I don't think he's going to go that high. I hope he doesn't go that high. Well, and that's the great thing about the draft is people will love or hate guys based on what they think he's going to do, and then you'll see how he does. And again, maybe I'll be proven wrong. It's like, yep, just another quarterback bust. He feels to me, and again, I haven't followed his career like terribly closely. Maybe I'm putting too much weight on his performance against Penn State, but I did see a couple of games last year. I'm like, man, that guy, like, he is really mobile and he's really accurate. Well, those are two pretty doggone good traits.
Not a bad thing
to look for that could lead to success in the National Football League. So, although, again, anybody that tells you they definitively know anybody is or isn't going to translate their game to the next level. I don't remember a lot of draft analysts saying, watch this Tom Brady. He's going to be the greatest of all time. Whoever gets him in the – so you don't know.
Let's follow 6th-round draft pick, me and Tom.
But
me and Tom, we're kindred spirits, buddy.
So
have you seen the scenario where the Browns are going to take Abdul at 2?
I did see that.
And have Garrett and Abdul
on one side
as your ends.
That would not be the worst set of bookends in the National
Not bad at all, man. Not a bad thing at all.
And I will say,
wow, that would be a scary situation. I did see a picture.
If I'm Aaron Rodgers and I signed that contract with the Steelers, I think I might quickly be regretting that if I look at this Steelers offensive line going against Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett. How's that going to work?
You better draft a right and left tackle.
You better have those
real
hot
quick.
reads ready, baby.
Oh man! So I did see a funny picture, and that was how because Myles Garrett was like, I want to play for a contender, this and that. So they actually had like a little picture of the owner with a flashcard, like making this pitch to Myles Garrett that we're going to have a Super Bowl quarterback on the team. So you figure that's Super Bowl winning quarterback. No, it's Kenny Pickett. That's the backup for the Eagles this year.
Yep.
Who's going to be quarterback in the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
So imagine that. Kenny Pickett coming in, a former first-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming in and dominating the Steelers for the next decade and a half. It's going to happen.
No, I don't think
Get ready for it, baby.
Don't think that.
Kenny Pickett. The return of Pickett.
Defense will be good.
Small hands Pickett is going to be dominating the Steelers for a decade and a half plus.
Don't think that's going to happen.
Myles Garrett.
There is a part of me
that
genuinely does feel sorry for the Browns fans.
We were talking. Me and my buddies, my brothers were talking about it the other day. They're the best fans. Browns, Chicago fans are pretty damn awesome. Detroit fans are sellouts. Buffalo fans are great. Cleveland fans are great. I mean, the Jets fans are Jets fans. They can go kiss our booties. Giants fans are whack, so F them. But the Eagles, the Eagles were part of that sad second. They had never won a Super Bowl, but their fans were still rabid and crazy maniacs. But now they won 2 Super Bowls. Now they're cocky, so we shall see where it goes. But no, I can't, in recent memory, think of 2 more. I mean, if Abdul's college progression as a defensive end continues on into the NFL, I don't think I remember having those 2 type of defensive ends on one team. That's pretty. I mean, you got JJ or TJ Watt on one side. I mean, if you put Myles Garrett on that other side, yes, you're going to put Abdul, a young. You're going to say, Myles, teach this kid. I mean, just imagine what the tutelage he's going to get from Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
that would be a great situation for Abdul to get into and go into the Browns. I know people always hacking on the Browns and stuff like that and the fans, but you know what? Their money's green, and I think that they're starting to make the progress, but Browns will be Browns is what the word is. So
quarterback is still the
hey, they got Kenny Pickett. Who do the Steelers have?
That's
Super Bowl, a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
He played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Threw a pass and knelt down a couple times, but hey, Super Bowl quarterback. Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yep. Yeah,
No, I mean,
I don't know how they're.
So it is really just gonna be Rodgers, or
I don't know.
I mean, where is Russ? Did his? I mean, I haven't been keeping an eye on it. Is he still under contract?
No, he's gone. Well, no, he's not gone.
But he's a free agent. If
we don't know where, whether or not. And he's had good things to say about Metcalf. Metcalf has good things to say about him, but I don't know.
You know what? I never put that together.
That whole situation is going to be a fascinating watch.
You think Russ will come back?
But it'll be no.
Okay.
But they got to get it figured out like ASAP here. And again, if it is Rodgers, somehow they've got to sit down, get those 3 in a room, and do whatever you can to. Hey, we need you guys to put everything else aside. Let's just focus on playing football.
I'm starting to think that Tom is the guy who likes crazy chicks.
Who are willing to come in and play offensive line, please let us know.
Like, you
on the cheap, because we don't have any money. If they sign Rodgers, they're going to have like nothing for even to sign a running back now. So
I know you want me to say it upsets me to see that, Jeff, but I can't really get on board there.
Yeah, it's going to be more than a little bonkers.
So where did Harris go?
Chargers. He signed a 1-year deal that could be worth up to $9.25 million, but a 1-year deal with the Chargers. So,
man,
that's all right, we're going to take a
decimated
timeout here, and when we come back, much more. We will delve into a variety of issues over the final segment of today's program. You are listening to the Lion Country Kia Goon and Ironhead show here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Serenos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drywood Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates, Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
The Fox,
Your sports radio.
broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority, WFXS America.
98.7 The Fox, State College, the Goon and Ironhead.
And a reminder that the Fox will be your home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball this summer. Opening day coming up on March 27th. We will have the game at the Marlins for you, as well as the rest of the season right here on Sports Radio 98.7 The Fox. And again, that season opener on March 27th, 2 weeks from Thursday, will result in a slightly abbreviated Goon and Ironhead show that day. 3:40 will be the airtime. We will turn things over to the Pirates Radio Network.
All right. 75 games there, Ironhead. That's the, oh, I'm sorry. What did we say it was? 75. That's the over-under on the wins. You got a couple weeks.
75 feels about right. If you're going to press me, probably the under. 73, 74 seems more likely. But I'll be pulling. I'll be hoping.
I know. Yeah, 2 series versus the Phillies. I probably go to both, trying to catch one with Schemes. I want to see him live.
Yeah, he is Definitely one of the special
Yeah,
ones.
man, I was having lunch here earlier, and he started the game that's on right now. So I'm telling my wife, I said, look at the angle he throws the ball. He throws it from here, almost down into a sideline. It's just like batters can't get it. And then he uncorks a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. And she's like, oh, that's great. It's unbelievable. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then he drops a 90-mile-an-hour curveball. And I'm like, how do you hit this? As a human, how? It's amazing. Just, I still say it. Hardest thing to do in sports, I'm convinced, is hit a home run in a Major League Baseball. I really am. Now, there's people who had a couple good ones on me, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one. 18th at Masters, up one stroke off the tee. That drive, because it's not an easy one. But that's a pretty tough thing to do right then and there.
Yeah,
is what it is. But I still say, I mean, people talk about the Barry Bonds and the steroid era and stuff like that. I don't care how big and strong you were. It's amazing. But you still have to swing and make contact and hit that ball. It's amazing. Do you know of anything? Do you have anything other than wrestling Gable Stevenson? And I do want to talk about that.
I would probably agree with you in terms of the thing, like the everyday. I mean, it's hard because like the everyday person isn't going to be able to go across the middle and catch a football from like an Aaron Rodgers. Like I don't know if people understand how hard he throws at one,
let alone a safety
how
bearing
hard,
down on you. Yeah.
Yes, those hits are. Like the degree to which it jars your body and that sort of stuff. Same thing with like a check in hockey or, trying to, but yeah, I mean, I will say that lacrosse is also, you got to have some stones to be a goalie in lacrosse. Well, to be a lacrosse player, but to be a goalie, man, like that is a different level of toughness as well. So.
It's insane. They don't wear.
But it is.
We're talking about it, they don't wear leg pads.
Baseball.
Men's lacrosse goalies do not wear any kind of leg pads. It's. I don't understand.
No,
I really don't get it. I mean, they have a larger, rounder stick. They obviously have the middle guard and shoulder pads and stuff like that, a chest guard and stuff like that. But their legs are wide open. Since I've been watching lacrosse, I've never understood why more people just start shooting low. I mean, it's a human reaction to try and protect yourself, but I guess that's where they carry the stick, though. So, yes. So, we're going down the Goon alley here of filling time in with idiotic stuff. So, who is the best wrestler you ever saw? And we want to go by weights. I mean, I'll go lower, middle, and upper weights. How's that? Is Stevenson the best best, say 197 heavyweight?
Well, so this is we got into a little bit of a discussion. A friend of mine out at Evanston on the difference between a season and a career. So it is tough to. Because, like, there have been wrestlers that have had red-hot NCAA tournaments, and you're like, man, that dude, and then that is it. Like, that was their moment, and then, they come back and they never place again. Yep. And there are guys like – so, and there's also different ways to measure this stuff because – and it's probably just like a quarterback. Like – who you take as the best quarterback may not be likely isn't the person that you would say, well, yeah, but this guy had the best arm, or this guy could throw it better than anybody else, more different ways. And, again, there's like Patrick Mahomes can do things that Dan Marino could only dream about. I still think Dan Marino had, for my money, as good of an arm. He and John Elway as anybody I've seen anyway in my lifetime. And so with wrestling, one of the things, like, I have always, since they wrestled here, the two guys that to me were the most consistently great for Penn State, just staying with Penn State for a moment, the two guys that were most consistently great were David Taylor and Jason Nolf. Even in their losses, like, they wrestled hard. And like David Taylor, to me, one of the truly most, and some of it is luck, obviously. I mean, Jason Nolf obviously had a motor like very few in the history of the sport, but he had a little bad luck on the injury front. David Taylor never missed a dual meet or team tournament competition in his high school or college career. Did not miss a dual meet.
With injury.
Like, hey, coach, I'm a little, no, with anything.
Or I'm just like, under the weather.
Coach says, hey, we want to give somebody else a chance tonight. Take tonight off. And man, I'm just a little under the weather tonight, coach. Sorry. Or injury. Did not miss a dual meet or a team tournament throughout his high school or college career. Like, that is Cal Ripken-esque.
Yeah.
Okay, like, that is amazing. And Taylor and Nolf, just, again, even in their losses, like, man, you're just watching, and they're right there. Like, they just were consistently great. There were a couple of nights where I knew David Taylor was under the weather, a couple of different times throughout his career. The one was at Lehigh, and I mean, he was just like, he was sick. I mean, just like not feeling well. And I watched him go out, and major decision, a good kid, not an elite kid, but I mean, he major decisioned him. And if you didn't know he was sick, I don't think many people would have picked up. Like, he definitely didn't have the same energy that he normally does, but I mean, he was the aggressor throughout and put up, I don't remember now the exact score, but it was like an 18-5 win. And I'm like, man, that is just a dude that knows how to dig deep and wants to be there for his team. So, and both Taylor and Nolf would be on the short list of guys that would be up there with the all-time greatest I've seen. In terms of just pure talent, and man, like, I don't know how that guy does what he does. Bo Nickel would be way up there on that list for me. His athleticism was off the charts. He is one of those guys, we talk about it, like, you get a Saquon Barkley when you have an unbelievable athletic, God-given ability combined with a work ethic that is just not outmatched. Like, nobody's working harder or smarter, that combination, than Saquon Barkley. Well, it was the same thing with Bo Nickel. Like, he had God-given ability. I mean, just a natural talent. And he combined that with just a relentless work ethic and a fierce competitive edge. So those three, to me, but like Zane Rutherford was, again, a guy, you knew what you were going to get. And in terms of, like, his ability on top was unlike, I mean, it was Casey Cunningham-esque. He just was, if he wanted to keep you on the mat, you were not getting off the mat. It was just that simple. So again, it depends on how you want to define different things. For my money, honestly, and I would be saying this if he never came to Penn State, Cale Sanderson was just a different level. And I remember I had a discussion with somebody who has since passed. This was going into the NCAA tournament, in Cale's senior year, and we were talking about his place of greatness in the history of the sport. And this guy who knew wrestling very well, better than me in terms of just his wrestling knowledge. He's like, the thing is with Cale, it's unfortunate that he didn't have another great wrestler in his weight class to challenge him. And I'm like, I think he did, is the thing. I think you're not understanding how good Cale Sanderson is. And like Daniel Cormier was outstanding. John Trench was very good. Like there were other guys, Brandon Eggum, like there were guys that I would argue were great wrestlers, and you're like, well, no, but Cale made him. Well, yeah, because I really do think Cale was that special. So again, in my lifetime, now I never got to see, at least not that I remember, and I don't think I saw Wade Shawless live. Like that was right before I kind of came of age to be able to know what I was watching and seeing. So those guys would be on the short list for me. Lincoln McElravy for Iowa was just the same, like just put up points and made it look so ridiculously easy. Spencer Lee, despite getting caught by Ramos, like that guy is very, very special. A very special talent in terms of what
being new. I've seen him lose a couple.
Gable Steveson is certainly over the last 3 years of his career, the previous 2 years, and then this year after the 2-year break. Well, 3-year break, I guess, really. But over that run, yes, he is as good as I've seen at heavyweight. Now, there have been some other guys that in a given season I would rank right up there, including Kerry McCoy for Penn State. Like he was special in terms of just, again, consistency for a season. Stevenson, for the course of his career, probably as good as I've seen in the.
I know Lesnar's a Minnesota guy, but did he win titles?
Who's that?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
Now, what would go on there? What was his? Was he just a mutant, just toss people around, or was he like Stevenson, just like cold, calculated? You're not going to get him.
No, he was extremely powerful, very difficult, darn near impossible to score on. And I mean he was dominant. I mean there were a couple of guys, Oklahoma State. John Smith, when he wrestled at Okie State, was over the last couple of years of his career was just
savage.
Unbelievable. Just like, again, made it look easy. Like, how hard that sport is. And to make it look like, oh, yeah, I can just reach out and snatch the guy's leg anytime I want and take him down. Again, that is very special stuff. Ricky Bonomo from Bloomsburg would be right there as the best lightweight I've ever seen. Jimmy Martin was a phenom for Penn State, and Bonomo just had his number and everybody else's number. I mean, Bonomo over the final 3 years of his collegiate career, and Jack Kuvo kind of was when I was first like really covering the sport. Kuvo from East Stroudsburg was also just a beast, extremely good in all three positions, really tough across the board. And again, I'm sure there's guys I'm missing that it's thought about it and really put down the list. But those would be some of the guys that certainly stand out over the years.
Are you too young for Gable?
Phenomenal. Yeah, Gable was before, as a wrestler, I've obviously grew up knowing what he accomplished and recognizing his greatness. But yeah, in terms of watching him or seeing him live, never had the opportunity. Obviously, he is one of the all-time legends in the sport.
Amazing.
Just looking here, we're getting a comment. ESPN too. Just comment from earlier on the St. Francis game tonight.
Gotta appreciate the help from our producer, Alan Weiser.
Absolutely.
He's for everybody. Alan's going out the Grapefruit League next week.
He's
missing the Wrestling Nationals and National Basketball Tournament.
Good stuff.
To go out to the Grapefruit League to check out the, see how the Cubs are. Match them up against the Buccos.
Yep. Let's get
Brewers.
Going.
Yeah, buddy. So where are you guys staying? Are you guys staying as a team down in Philly? Is it you've been there before, so will it be the same? I get, I'm a Penn State football player. You know that is. They're creatures of habit. Will you be at the same hotel you were in 2011, do you think?
That is
will
a very
they change
good question.
That type of stuff up, or was it like, okay, well, we stayed at Evanston 10 years ago, we're staying in the same hotel? That's the way we were.
I will ask that. I honestly do not know the answer to that question.
Did they get you out of the city a little bit?
I don't know. So in 2011, I did not stay with the team. In those days, we stayed at the Media Hotel. There's really no advantage to staying at the Media Hotel any longer because the advantage used to be they would bring the brackets. They would come out the night before or the afternoon before, and they'd bring them in. So there was some networking opportunities and all of that. Everything is, will come out tomorrow in terms of the brackets, and we'll have everything set. So I'm trying to think. Last year we stayed at what I'll call the Penn State Overflow Hotel. So the team was staying at one place, and then we had like some of the other support staff, like the social media folks and sports information, and myself at another hotel. I don't know what it varies a little bit year to year, and it just depends on obviously the block of rooms and how much is set aside. The fact that Penn State's taking all 10 wrestlers makes me suspect that we're probably I'll be staying at a different hotel this year as well, just because I can't imagine that the team hotel is going to have a block of rooms set aside for all of the team, all of the extra team members, all of the staff, and again, all of the various support staff that will be in Philadelphia, and it'll probably be a bigger than usual support staff just because of the proximity. Both this year and next
on their own too.
Next year's in Cleveland, so that'll be nice as well.
And
next
I will
year's going to
say,
be phenomenal because we have Big Tens at Penn State, at the Jordan Center, and then the Nationals at Cleveland. So the entire postseason will be right in the
as the party
backyard.
guy, not as a guy working during wrestling. I will say that the 5 finals nationals that I went to, Cleveland was by far the best.
Cleveland is
you
a great
just
setup.
leave the arena and there is 40 places to go.
Yeah, within 2 blocks. Right? I mean, it's amazing.
Just set up for that. Where I'm worried about Philadelphia. By the way, there is a Saturday afternoon. I was told to ask this. If anybody is down there, the Alumni Association is having a party in Xfinity Live in I believe Victory Brewing from 1 to 5 on Saturday. It's not really a pep rally or anything like that, but it's $35 and it's food included. So that's actually, you're not going to get a better deal than that, but it'll be a Penn State alumni thing, like a little get together, not really a pep rally because I believe that there's no cheerleaders, no pep band, any of that, but it's going to be an alumni association event right in in Xfinity Live, right next to the arena. But so the people who don't know, the way it's set up is there's a nice gap in the afternoon before the night session that everybody leaves. And in Cleveland, everything was just right there. So you'd leave the arena, go to a bar, get a table, and you'd be there for 2-3 hours, boom, boom, pay your bill, walk right back to the arena.
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering, because maybe I haven't been to Xfinity Live in a long time, but I heard it holds up to like 15,000 people in there. I mean, that's a pretty big building.
Yeah.
With 10 or 15 bars involved in it. I'll look it up, but so that's like the only place. Otherwise, you got to get in your car, leave, and then come back and pay for parking again. That's the issue I have with Philadelphia, whereas Cleveland was unbelievable. So we have the Big Tens next year, and then they go to Cleveland. Big year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it'll be. Yeah, this is a nice little 2-year run here in terms of convenience for the postseason with Nationals in Philly this year. And again, next year, both Big Tens, which will be at Penn State, and then Nationals in Cleveland will be pretty easy commutes. Looking forward to that.
Not complaining about that, homeboy. Not at all.
This time of the year is brutal. See, Alan, thank you for producing today's program. We appreciate it. It is. This really is like March is probably right there with September for me. My
allergies,
favorite time. Yeah, but it's my favorite time of the year because we have so much going on. Again, NHL season winding down, baseball starting up. Obviously, for me, college wrestling with the Big Ten and then NCAA championships. You have March Madness, and now college hockey and the potential for the Frozen Four here for the Nittany Lions, which would be extremely special stuff when you have a chance to be making history here. Anytime you're doing the first for anything in a given program, that's pretty special. And I don't think you can heap enough praise on Guy Godowski and that team. You talk to people close to the program, and they really did feel good about the prospects for the second semester, even with the 0-8 start in conference play and all of that. But I don't think anybody really, maybe in that locker room they were, but I don't think anybody outside that locker room was envisioning this kind of a run. It's like, yeah, it's going to get better. And man, a lot of young talent, and look out next year and the future. But to be in position where they're heading to the NCAA tournament, man. And again, they're not just heading into the tournament. They are heading in as one of the hottest teams in all of college hockey. And we'll see how things finish up here in the Big Ten tournament. But one of the hottest teams, and one of the teams that has the combination of, I think, everything you need. They have that top-end superstar in Aiden Fink. They have a ton of really good players who are now making a lot of players who are making significant contributions in significant games against big-time opponents and getting wins. And you have a goaltender who is playing lights out and gives you a chance. Even if everything else is not clicking on a given night, it's like, yep, Sergeyev gives us a chance regardless. And I don't think there's anybody that would be looking forward to playing Penn State. I'm not saying there's anybody that's going to be sitting there scared and shaking, but man, it's like, I don't know, I want to play that team with the way it's playing right now. And it just feels good. Like they are. I think they're going to ride this wave of momentum. I don't know exactly how far, but I really think they're heading to the Frozen Four. That's what I think. With the way they are playing right now and the confidence they're playing with, as you know, I am a big believer in what confidence can do for you. And listen, it's confidence because, like, if you're confident but you haven't put the work in, like, you can be as confident as you want. If you're not actually ready and you're not like that, it doesn't work. It is confidence born from the combination of knowing they put the preparation in and now seeing the results against the best teams in the country. Again, if you're beating Michigan State and you're beating Minnesota on the road and you're beating Michigan on the road, like, there's nobody in the NCAA tournament that you can't beat.
Yeah.
Now, a bunch of those teams that obviously are capable on a given night of beating Penn State as well, but they are just playing so well, and they have, if you listen to some of the interviews, they have such a clear purpose in mind right now. Like, they really believe that they're going to go win a national title. And I don't put it past them.
One of the things I was talking with my hockey people this weekend, and that was what I was scared, because you see teams who peak at the end of the year to make that playoff run, and they get to that playoff run and they're gassed. And I sure as hell did not see our team being gassed this past week against Michigan.
And they didn't have to go to the third game.
Yeah, they didn't.
So,
more rest for you, this and that, but they just dismantled them Saturday night. I mean, it was just like,
well,
they just took their heart. Bottom line, like, we're taking this and you're not going to do anything about it.
So that's a great point. And this is one of the things, like the win at Michigan State on that Saturday night, where Michigan State, again,
senior night,
Friday night, Penn State gets, the shootout win, and everybody's like, oh, man, that was the opportunity, though, to and it was almost like a given by, I'm not saying by Penn State, but by hockey observers.
I walked the game turned on and said senior night for Sparty, and I was like, oh, God, this doesn't bode well.
Senior night for Sparty, and Penn State gets the victory
3-0
the night before. And then, Penn State comes out with that energy, and I think that game, as much as anything here down the stretch, it's like, oh, wait a second, like, this is different. This could be a team that, like, really can do something special. Again, they could have lost that game, and you'd still be like, yeah, they could, but, like, winning that game at that stage of the season with all of the other, again, almost every intangible you could possibly list, you're like, well, that would go in Michigan State's favor. The fact that they sweep this series at Michigan on the road is, to me, just completely indicative of, this is a team that can really make some noise when the postseason goes around. And, like, after that Friday night performance at Michigan State, you could almost understand, not almost, you could understand a letdown, especially on senior night. Michigan State's going to be coming out. It's like, that they were due to have a game. After the big dramatic win, the behind the back, through the legs goal to win Friday night, it's like, well, now Michigan, regroup and get ready for game 3. Not a big deal. You're going to have a game. They're not having that game. They have not had that game where it's like, oh, yeah, there's going to be a letdown. They don't let down.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really, really high on what I think this team is going to do here when the postseason rolls. The NCAA tournament rolls around. Postseason, obviously, is already here. All right, that's going to wrap things up for today. We appreciate you're tuning in. And for those of you watching on the stream, we will be back on Thursday. Until then, be good and be safe.
There's only one dealer in Happy Valley that always goes to the mat to get you the best deals. It's Lion Country Kia.
Hi, this is Penn State wrestler Mitchell Messenbrink. Lion Country Kia has been serving Happy Valley for 15 years now. They helped me purchase my new Kia, and they would love to help you too.
Lion Country Kia is waiting for you with 85 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Choose from 13 2025 Kia Sportages and 16 2025 Kia Serenos with financing as low as 3.49% for 72 months or total savings of over $4,000. And of course, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Let us go to the mat to get you the best deals. Lion Country Kia, 1334 Drybowl Street off Shiloh Road behind Sam's Club, State College.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see dealer or go to kia.com.
If you love wings, if you love rings, and all kinds of other tempting things, great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
Get our Best Wings USA, signature sauces, mouth-watering appetizers, or any of our delicious award-winning lube favorites.
Great times, great food, get to Quaker Steak Lube.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
A lot has changed about State College. One thing that hasn't is W.C. Clark's Coffee Roasters on 234 East Calder Way. 30 different varieties of specialty coffee beans sourced from over 25 countries and roasted with love each morning in Happy Valley for over 45 years. They'll ship their fresh roasted coffee from their doorstep to yours. Order online at statecollegecoffee.com. That's statecollegecoffee.com.
Lusk & Associates Sotheby's International Realty proudly presents the introduction of our new State College office at 314 South Borough Street in State College. At Sotheby's International Realty, we advertise locally, nationally, and internationally, bringing the best of advertising and promotion to each and every one of our properties, big or small. Call now.
Hi, welcome to Timberland Federal Credit Union, a financial cooperative for its members, tracing all the way back to 1973.
Experience Timberland Federal Credit Union, where you're greeted with a smile and financial solutions are tailored to your unique life journey. Here, we're not just financial professionals, we're your neighbors, people invested in your financial needs, literacy, and empowerment. Your dreams matter to us, whether they're about buying a home, growing a nest egg, or embarking on new adventures. TFCU draws from the past and invests in the future, offering modern tools like online banking to give you the freedom to manage your money practically anytime. Additionally, we're passionate about giving back both time and resources because enhancing our community is at the core of why we're here. Visit TFCU in person or online to learn more about our services and apply for a membership today.
WFXS, once again.
Your sports radio.
Broadcasting live, loud and proud from Central PA's Sports Authority.